Hello folks, this is Solo once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from a ranked game. It is the fifth and last of the placement matches for my ranked game. And we have a new patch out here for Teamfight Tactics. This is the first full patch of set 6.5, or the first patch after the release version. So I guess it's technically the second patch for set 6.5. And in this game, we're going to be looking at a game that plays through one of the portable forge items, the collector, and ends up making an awful lot of money for my board. So we're going to get to that in a minute. I grabbed the Ezreal off the starting carousel. Ezreal and Innovators are still a very solid team composition. In the previous B patch, which is what we were working on last week, Innovators were pretty clearly the most powerful team composition in that patch. They were nerfed a little bit, not a lot. Ezreal had a minor nerf to his base AD, and they also nerfed the starting mana cost for Echo. Well, looky right here, I actually get 3 Echoes immediately. Or not Echoes, wow, that would be impossible for a level 2 shop. I get 2 Ezreals in the store, so I decide I will sell and replace the Ezreal that I had on my bench because I didn't really want the Rod on him. Rod's not an item that's particularly useful on Ezreal, aside from maybe making a Rage Blade. So anyway, like I said, new patch. We're going to talk more about some of the changes in this patch as I run through this video. Here, I'm going to pick up some of the Camille's. I'm hoping that maybe I'll find a Zillion and I can play Innovators. So look at the options I get here on the first augment. Gold Reserves, that's not useful unless you're going to play Mercenaries. Knife's Edge, that's not going to be useful. So, look at this. The Gold Collector on the Portable Forge. I am going to go ahead and pick that up. I'm just checking to see what they are. So this one, item gives attack damage, it gives critical strike chance, and the user executes enemies that are below 10% health. Whenever the person holding the collector kills an enemy, I believe it's 60% chance to gain 1 gold. Yeah, 60% chance to gain 1 gold. So I am going to put this on a 2-star Ezreal because I've had great luck at hitting Ezreals here. And now I'm going through and checking what some of the other teams have, and I was like, wait a minute, someone else has Portable Forge, and another person has Portable Forge, and another person has Portable Forge? Yes, that's right. There are 4 of us that took Portable Forge as the initial augment. And in addition to that, there's also 3 people who took the component collection. I can't recall what the exact name of that is. But yeah, people who took the item components. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So 7 of the 8 players have gotten some kind of items at the start of the game. And then I think the last person has something with Chemtech. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what to play here. I did hit the 2-star Camille, but I also have the chance to play Yordles here. And I was like, ooh, I think I want to play Yordles here. I think that this sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and try to run Yordles here, because I think that with the 2-star Ezreal, I'm more than strong enough to play that, and that I'll be able to get away with it. So a number of changes in this patch. One of the changes, or well, one of the group of changes is Yordles are now a lot stronger. In the release version of set 6.5, Yordles were just kind of unplayably too weak. And by the way, you're going to start seeing gold getting generated by the collector. Look at that. It's already made me 2 gold. This is awesome. And I don't get a gold for the 3rd one. But hey, 2 gold for free. Pretty nice. But yeah, so Yordles got a lot stronger in this patch. There was a buff to the bodyguard trait. They just innately made bodyguard as a trait stronger, which is great because Poppy is a bodyguard. And they also was a buff to the enchanter trait. Well, guess who's an enchanter? Lulu. So 2 of the traits that are pretty integral to playing Yordles got buffed. And then in addition to that, there were also just buffs to the units themselves. Corki got a buff, Lulu got a buff, and I believe Gnar also had a minor buff. Plus the twin shot trait was also buffed, which is what Corki runs. So Yordles, as I said, they're kind of unplayable in the release version of set 6.5. When the set first came out, if you tried to play Yordles, you would just run in. They were like so weak that you would just run into people playing these Hextech boards, and the Yordles just would not do enough damage to get through the shields, and you'd be taking, 10 damage every single round. So they were just not playable in the release version, but some of those comps got nerfed, Hextech got nerfed, Bruisers got nerfed, etc. And Yordles have been buffed, so now they're back to being pretty playable. No, I wouldn't say that you should just run straight 6 Yordles. That's probably not going to be very good. But they're back to being a situation where you can definitely play them for econ through the early and mid game, and then look to transition out of them later on. Here in this round, I'm hitting someone who has another portable forge item. Looks like they've got Randwins, I think that one is. And so I'm going to lose this round, but it's not a bad loss. I can take that kind of a loss. As far as what I'm joining here, so I've got the 3 Yordles in, got 2 scrap from having the Ziggs plus the Ezreal. So Ez is going to roll a free scrap item in every round. And then in addition to that, I found an Echo, which is great. He's another scrap unit. And I found a Blitzcrank, and Blitz will go ahead and he will make the bodyguard trait with Poppy. So I'm like, all right, well, I know what my next units in are going to be. I will play the Blitzcrank for bodyguard plus another rank of scrap. Well, scrap 3 won't actually do anything, but you get the idea. And then I'll play Echo, and he'll make scrap 4. So it's going to be like this scrap plus Yordles opener here, with Ezreal running the Collector to make me more money. So Collector's already made me 2 gold, and I'm hoping that it can maybe get another kill here. Come on, Ez. And there we go. So, like, look, the Collector just prints me another gold. I was hoping I would win that round so I could get to 10 gold, because I did not want to sell either Blitzcrank or Ezreal. So the Collector, in addition to having pretty good stats on its own, 20 AD, 20% crit chance, and executing units below 10% of their max HP, in addition to being a pretty good item stat-wise, it also prints that gold for you, 60% chance to drop a gold coin. So it's already made me 3 gold, and this early in the game, getting gold to drop like that is awesome. But what's even nicer than that is I'm also playing Yordles trait. So I'm getting gold from the Collector, and then I'm also getting gold from Yordles trait too. So this is going to make me very, very rich indeed. And yeah, pretty good stuff there. By the way, look at all these poppies. I have the chance to go for Poppy 3-star, but I was like, I would rather just put more gold in play than Poppy 3-star. So I have kind of a tough choice here. I can play Echo, and then I could look to make a Morelos on Echo, because I do want him to have that item. But I wanted to get Blitz into the team comp because I wanted to put Bodyguard trait in play. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can just have Corki hold Morelos. He's not a great Morelos user, but he's not terrible. He will apply Morelos decently, and that way I can get this item in use as opposed to just having it sit uselessly on my bench. All I have to do is find one more Corki, or just really find any other Yordles, because Corki is literally just in there for the Yordles trait. So I just have to find another Corki, or like a Lulu or a Gnar or a Vex at some point. Vex would probably be best. And then whenever I want to play the Echo, I just have to sell the Corki and replace. Anyway, this is kind of sad. The Nocturne Fear ends up doing a whole lot here. So it looks like I'm going to come up just short in this fight. But it's a close loss, not a bad one. So I can afford to take these losses that are, 4 HP. That's not a big deal, because my econ is quite good. And in fact, my econ is kind of shockingly good, considering that I've gone win-loss each round. Like, I have not been on any kind of a win streak or loss streak, but Collector plus Yordles feeding me that extra income. I'm feeling very, very nice from an econ perspective, despite the fact that I am on no streak whatsoever. And although I have lost 2 rounds, neither of the losses have been bad. So yep, I'm just continuing to watch these other teams, trying to position as best I can. It is super important to try to position these rounds, because you know who you're going to hit. Like, as I said here in set 6.5, I will be up against one of these 3 team compositions. And, if you can try to position to dodge assassins, dodge blitzcrank hooks, that's definitely going to be useful. I don't know that I beat this person's team composition, this person with the component grab bag. They also have a 2-star Ezreal, and they've put a whole bunch of items on that Ez. So I was like, I don't know that I win this, but once again, it should at least be relatively close. Then it's like, Collector, print me more money, Collector. So can Ez get one more kill? No. So that was probably the one round that wasn't that close, but oh well, there's not a lot I could do about that particular round. So I do end up losing the last 2 rounds. And by the way, there's yet another Poppy. Again, I could be close to Poppy 3-star at this point, but I am not planning on playing Poppy the whole game, so it's kind of whatever. I'd honestly probably rather have 6 gold than 6 more Poppies at this stage of the game. It's not like I'm on a big win streak or anything. All right, overall, though, I'm pretty happy with how Stage 2 went. Even though I lost 3 of the 5 rounds, I only lost 14 HP. I've got a lot of money here. I'm in good position to keep scaling up, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to find some more units here. Now, I get a Vex there, and that's pretty interesting because that Vex can be used to sell and replace the Corki. So as soon as I'm ready to put Echo in, I'll just sell and replace that, and oh, I get another lucky drop there. I get that bow. That's going to be a perfect combination with that glove that's on my bench, so I'm happy to pick that up. I And that'll make Last Whisper. So because the Collector is an item that innately has critical strike chance, it plays really well into like Infinity Edge plus Last Whisper. So that is what I'm going to be heading towards here. And I'm probably playing towards, well, probably Jin, because he uses his items super well. Could also look to play into something like Irelia, because she also uses these items really well, but she actually was nerfed in this patch. Still a solid unit, but not as strong as she was before. Note that there's a Corki in the shop. I decided I would not buy this because I was planning on selling Corki at the start of the next round anyway. Plan is to sell Corki, level to 6, put in the Echo, and that'll make 4 scrap, and then the Vex can go in to make Arcanist with Ziggs. So yeah, we're having a little bit of trouble cutting through the Warmogs on the Poppy on this other team, so it's taking us a long time to get through this board. So it looks like this is going to be another loss, but again, it's a close loss. All these losses have been good ones, and it's actually not that bad to lose this round because I am on kind of a modest loss streak here. That was one reason why I did not try to level to 6 early. Could have gone to level 6 there, but I was like, you know, I'm already on a loss streak. Not really any great need to try to level up. All right, so we get another Vex here from Yordle trade. So let's sell the Corki, put in the Vex, put in the Echo, and now Echo takes over the Morellos. And we've got 4 Scrap, 3 Yordle, 2 Bodyguard, 2 Arcanist. Also have finally found a Zillion, so I can put Zillion in for Innovator later on. But for the moment, I thought I'd rather play Yordles. I'd rather keep the Yordle income train rolling along. And I feel like my board actually got a lot stronger here because Corki was not really doing anything. Whereas Vex is going to provide a little bit of additional frontline. That is my weakness at the moment. I have kind of bad frontline. I now have my Morellos on a better Morellos user in the form of Echo, and I'm up to 4 scrap. So I'm going to be able to get the bigger scrap shields, which are going to be pretty significant this early in the game. And then also take a look at Ez. Like, he just rolled Infinity Edge, so he's kind of Infinity Edge Last Whisper the Collector. So that's pretty nutty. And I think he printed me like 3 extra gold this round. I mean, look how rich I am. I'm 50 gold, level 6 on 3-2, and I already just dumped in 4 more extra XP. So, like, I am very rich at the moment, and it's only likely to get better from here because Ez should be able to keep printing me more money. Okay, these are not terribly useful items. Luden's Echo is really good early game, but then falls off. I would take it for first augment. I don't really want it for second augment. I can take an Assassin Crest, which is not a terrible thing to take here, because remember, I do have the Echo, so I could get Assassin trait in play, but I decided Jeweled Gauntlet was better than that. So Jeweled Gauntlet is basically everybody on the team, their abilities can innately critically strike. Normally you need to have a Jeweled Gauntlet to do that. Instead, this means all of your units can innately crit with their abilities, even if they normally just deal magic damage. But the main reason I wanted that, it was 25% higher crit chance for everyone on the team. And that, again, synergizes really well with this crit build I've got here. Last Whisper plus Collector, both building out of, well, Collector, I was going to say both build out of gloves. The Collector does not build out of a glove because it doesn't build out of anything. But they both have critical strike chance. So now if I can get an Infinity Edge, you know, I've got all that, plus I have the, what is that, the Lotus or whatever it's called, so that all of my units then get another 25% extra crit chance. So I have a lot of crit chance across the board, and this is just, even though this augment is a little bit wacky, it's going to synergize very nicely with the rest of my board. All right, so we're up against someone who is playing through Senna. In fact, Senna was seen as being a pretty strong unit. I expect her to be a unit that gets a lot of play in this patch. And the word is that reroll Senna is a pretty strong team composition. Like, you go to level 7, and then you try to 3-star like Senna and Morgana and like a couple of other 3-cost units. I'm not super familiar with the build because it's relatively new. But it doesn't end up working out for that person in that fight. They had that Triforce. Anyway, here I am actually middling pick on the carousel because I lost a bunch of those rounds earlier. I was trying to figure out what I wanted here. I wanted a glove to try to make Infinity Edge. It wasn't there, so I was like, well, I can go ahead and take this Jin. I mean, if nothing else, Jin can, you know, I can always sell and, you know, have just a cloak. I was thinking about selling Jin and then just putting this cloak on the Blitzcrank, because then Blitzcrank would roll a scrap item out of it. So did think about that. Note that I've got another Lulu here. But then I was like, wait a minute, I'm so rich, I can just play the Jin. I was like, all right, I'll just play the Jin, because why not? I'm actually a little low in damage outside of Ezreal. I was like, okay, let's just put this unit in. And then whenever I'm ready to move out of the Yordles, I can I can put Zillion in, and that'll give me Clockwork and also Innovator. So Zillion's a pretty important unit for me right now, Clockwork and Innovator. But for now, yeah, sure, we'll just play the Jin. I can always sell him later. I'm level 7, 52 gold, so I'm, again, just like disgustingly rich here, thanks to all this money that's been printed from the collector, plus having Yordles to sell all the time. Oh, look, there's another gold coin. I mean, I'm probably up to like 15 gold at this point that this item has made, so it's been like getting, kind of like getting Windfall plus a powerful item in its own right. Pretty crazy. Collector's really good if you can get it as on 1-4. So yeah, whenever you're pulling items from the Ornn Portable Forge, obviously a bunch of them can be good in different team compositions, but the Collector is almost certainly the best one to get from the very start of the game, just because of the money-making capacity. Look at this, 50 gold in the bank, 3-match winning streak, Yordle income rolling in, 18 XP at level 7. This is pretty nutty here. So yeah, now I really want to win this round, because if I win this round, I can carry my win streak through into the minion stage. I'm trying to look at these boards. I was like, are there any assassins jumping on Ezreal? I do see that this one person has a Kha'Zix, so I wouldn't mind trying to reposition around that, but I think I'm okay. I actually think I'm in decent position here. And it turns out we are up against this mutant board. So the key units here are the Kha'Zix and the Cho'Gath. I really want to get my Morello's Burn on these units because there's a lot of healing. This is yet another person who has Portable Forge, so we missed the Cho. Well, no, actually, he did get hit with some kind of healing debuff. Looks like we did manage to hit that with Echo. So yeah, and that burn effect's going to take him down, and now Kha'Zix is healing. I believe the mutant trait is Omnivamp in this game, so all the mutant units were healing off the damage they did. And it didn't end up mattering. Able to win that fight. Ez stays safe. Ez does his thing. Generates like another gold coin via the collector in the process. And yeah, so we're going to win another round. And even though on stage 2, I wasn't able to go on any big win streaks or loss streaks, since then I've actually managed this pretty much perfectly. I had 3 losses in a row into 4 wins in a row. Just what you want to see. So that's a whole lot of extra income. Again, continuing to be fed into my back pocket. So the plan is now I'm rich enough that I can go to level 8 on 4-2, which is an early timing to go to level 8. And then at that point, I want to roll and stabilize, and then after that, I'll figure out what I want to do from there. But hey, if I can go to level 8 on 4-2, and then roll and stabilize there, and then maybe look to push level 9, I do have the chance maybe to roll and hit units before other people start rolling, so I can get them out of the pool. All right, so what do we have here? We got some more unit items that we can build here. Let's see, I definitely want to make use of some of these. So I've got an extra bow. So I can make Giant Slayer if I want. I was thinking, do I want to do that? Ultimately, I was like, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to put these items down for scrap value. I'm going to get the Chain Vest on Blitzcrank for a scrap item, and then a Tear on Ez for another scrap item. Remember, the components turn into full items, and then that gives you a bigger scrap shield. Wow, Ez just popped that unit. He must have gotten a big crit there. So I do not have the perfect Infinity Edge Last Whisper collector, but Giant Slayer is not exactly a bad item here, and we just annihilate this board. So yeah, getting Zillion in helps me a lot because, as I said, it was Clockwork plus Innovator. I also got an item remover here as well, so that's also something to think about. And now, like I said, I'm going to roll and try to stabilize here. So I hit another 2-star Ez, and at this point I was like, do I just sell the Ez and put these items on Jin? And I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I use my item remover to take the cloak off Jin. Maybe a waste, you could argue, but on the other hand, it means I have 2 out of 3 Jins, which is pretty good. So I'd love to get close enough to hit Jin 2-star. Like, if I could hit Jin 2-star, I could just stop rolling here and, oh, look what I found. I find a Zeri. One of the legendary sniper who's Debonair. Now, I don't think I'm going to play into Debonair trait in this game, but Zeri, that is a unit that I can almost certainly play into. She'll give me another sniper option here as well. So I think at the moment I decided that I was going to stop here, and then I'd roll again after the minion round. Basically what I want to do is I wanted to try to 2-star Jin, and I thought if I could 2-star Jin, then I'd be content maybe to look to push to 9 quickly. Because if I can get to level 9, then I can just move into legendary units and start playing them. Jin's already fully itemized, but I could, I can play Zeri. And oh, there we go. Look at that. So I'm high rolling like a beast in this game. As we finally 2-star Ziggs. So I decided at this point I was gonna move out of the Yordles. So I'm gonna drop the Poppy. I lose Yordle trait. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the Orianna in. I was like, that doesn't feel better. I think I need to play the Vex, even though Vex no longer makes any traits. I was like, I think I need to play the Vex a little bit longer because I am low on frontline. What I want to do right now is I want to replace the Zillion with another Innovator, and then look to get Orianna in for Clockwork. Because like Zillion's not, he's basically providing Innovator and Clockwork, which is very important. But like I could get Innovator trait from someone else, and then I could put Orianna in for Clockwork. And I'm hoping to find a way to get the Zeri into the comp as well. But I do need to make sure I have enough frontline for my team to go. I don't know if you noticed that, by the way, but Jin got pulled at the start of the fight because I mispositioned. And then he like sat in the northeast corner of the board shooting on like 20 HP for the entire fight. Pretty hilarious. All right, so what are we looking for here? Jin's fully itemized. I don't need more Jin items. So now it's more like, maybe I look to itemize a potential Zeri later on. I can also make use of aura items, like a Chalice would not be terrible here. I certainly would not have been opposed to that Seraphine with a Rod, which would have been nice for her. So yeah, I'm looking at what's going on here, and I decide, well, looks like I'm getting a tier, so we'll take the tier off this unit here, off the Sivir, because it's 4 gold. So yeah, I was like, all right, I guess I'm getting a tier. And I decided that I would go ahead and make a Chalice off of this. So go ahead and do this. And I decided who can actually use AP. I was like, oh, yeah, Echo can use AP. And then maybe later on Zeri can use AP as well. So I was planning to roll here, but I was a little bit slow to start rolling because I do want to stabilize a little bit more. In particular, I'd really like to find a Jace or... what else was I looking for here? Oh, or another scrap unit because I wanted to move out of the Ziggs. I also really wanted to move out of the Ziggs, who I did not think was a very useful unit at this stage of the game. I would love to find a Jinx. I would love for that to be Aurelia. Basically another better scrap unit so I can keep playing for scrap, but so I am not stuck with this very crummy Ziggs unit. Anyway, we are up against someone who's trying to play reroll Warwick plus Tryndamere, I think. It's like a reroll Challengers build, but... I've kind of rolled quite a bit at level 8, so my board is fairly stable here. I'm just looking to hit a few more units and then hope that I can get a little bit stronger and then look to push to 9 and get to 9 quickly. Again, the only reason I'm able to do this is I'm so freaking rich in this game from having the Collector plus also having Yordles in for so much of the game. All right, all of these options are pretty good. Phalanx is not bad. Units in the back rows get extra armor and MR. I do think that's better early game, though, because 30 armor MR is better early game. It's not as significant late game. It's also not a lot of assassins in this lobby, so I was checking for assassins, didn't see that. Archangels, not bad either. However, I think I decided that I would just go with the good old Stand United here, because I was pretty sure I could get some more traits in. If I can play Jinx, she has her own unique trait. She has, Rival. If I can get Jace in, he has his own unique tribal. He has his own unique trait in the, it's like Transformer or something like that. I'm probably misremembering, but I think I can get like 6 or 7 traits in without much difficulty. And yeah, so we're feeling pretty good here. Oh, I guess I did decide just to go to level 9 because I'm not rolling here. I guess I did just decide, we'll just econ up to 9 from here because I'm rich enough that I think I can get away with it. Again, it's another round I would really like to win because the next round is a minion round. I'm actually on an 8-match winning streak here, which, again, pretty crazy, but I did hit 2-star Jin very early on. And it helps that I've been kind of like outpacing the lobby throughout the entirety of the game. So we punch right through the Kazakhs, and yeah, that show's not going to kill my team. So looks like we've got another round another win in my back pocket, and this will be a 9-match winning streak as Jin continues generating even more gold. I think the Collector printed like another 3 gold in that round. So we're level 8, 22 XP, 9-match winning streak, 50 gold in the bank. So I should be able to hit level 9 on like stage 5-2, 5-3, something like that, and still have a lot of gold to roll. So we can get a lot stronger than this. Now, I'm expecting that I'm going to lose some rounds, but upcoming. But I mean, this is I win streaked basically through all of stage 3 and stage 4. So that's put me in just absolutely incredible shape in this game. So as far as what I'm looking to do, I'm looking to upgrade from Ziggs. I'd like Ziggs to become ideally Jinx, is what I'd like there. I'm looking to upgrade. I want to replace the Vex, and I want to get Jace in. So, like, I want to turn like Zillion into Orianna. I want to get, like, turn the turn the Vex into Jace, turn the Ziggs into Jinx, and I think that's most of what I want to do here. So I'm sitting here, and I was like, do I go to level 9? I was like, all right, I'll go to level 9. I won't roll here. I'll wait at least one round. And out of the items here, let's see, what can I do? So I could make a Sunfire. I could make maybe a Bramble on the... I could make Frozen Heart. That's what I decided to do. I make Frozen Heart on Echo because he'll take that into the back lines. And then I have Morello's. I was like, who can use Morello's? I was like, I think Zeri can actually use it okay. It's not one of her best items, but it's not terrible. It does apply on her bullets, so she will spread Morello's to like everybody on the other team. So as I said, it's not a terrible item or anything like that. So I think that I end up putting that on her here. Now, if I finally do lose a round, this is against someone who is actually has a 2-star Jace somehow. And 2-star Jace, apparently. And they also have an Aurelia that they're playing on a Socialite Spotlight. All right, so now that we're level 9, let's see what we can find. Tom Kench, not really what I'm looking for, but I can pick them up. There's Ori, so I wouldn't mind putting Ori in. I also have 2 out of 3 Zeris, so now I'll go ahead and look to play that. And let's see, what else do we have here? It's like, these are not the legendary units I'm looking for. I'm like, can I get a Jinx or can I get a Jace? Those are kind of the units I most want, or an Aurelia. I'm still playing the Ziggs in my comp, but I did hit 2-star Zeri, and I remember I have Sniper trade in from Jin, so Zeri's going to do a lot of damage. Like, Zeri's going to do an awful lot here. So now I just really need to improve my front line. I think I have enough damage in my comp. I want to get Jace in. I want to try to 2-star Braum because, like, the weakness of my board is my front line's not very good. But, like, Zeri's going to be dashing around. Jinx has still got the Collector and a Giant Slayer and a Last Whisper. So, yeah, we kind of destroyed that comp right there. And then I'm going to sell these units I'm not planning on playing, so I have more gold to roll with here. So yeah, that's the plan. Just keep moving into legendary units, move out of lower tier units into higher tier ones. I've got 3 Clockwork, which I really don't want. Again, I'd like to replace the Zillion, who I've only found 1 of the entire game somehow, and I found no Seraphines. So yeah, we ditched the Ziggs because we found Jinx, so that's great. That rival is another trait for Stand United purposes. I should be picking up the Aurelias because that is another unit I might want to play. And there we go, there's Jace. So we're going to ditch the Zillion. We still have Clockwork in, but we get another trait in Transformer. So that's going to get us Stand United value. I think I have 7 traits in right now. Have to double check. And I want to reposition the Zeri. Ah, that's what we want. See, we want Zeri to get the Chalice value here. Even though it's a little bit awkward because I actually have the Echo kind of dashing into weird parts of the board to make use of the Chalice. I definitely want Zeri to get that extra ability power. Her 2 key stats are attack speed and ability power. And oh boy, yeah, wow, okay. Zeri does the most damage, and that wasn't even close. But then again, I do have a 2-star Zeri. I have a 2-star Jin. You know, I've got Jace in there. I've got a Jinx in there. Now we just need to 2-star these units. So I have how many traits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 traits. Pretty good Stand United value. Not crazy. Obviously, I could get more traits in if I were to drop down to like scrap 2, but I'm actually okay with what I've got here. Now I see that there's a blue buff on there, and I was like, maybe do I want like blue on Zeri? I actually don't think that would be that bad. But then it gets taken. I was like, okay. Zeri has her ability costs 60 mana, so blue is actually pretty good on her. Unless of course she's a VIP unit, then she only has to cast 1 time, and then she's permanently electrified. But for non-VIP Zeri, the blue buff's actually pretty good, but I decided I'll just take Edge of Night for her instead, because that's pretty good. Edge of Night probably slightly better on Jinx, like in theoretical terms. By the way, here I once again forget that you can't play Vi and Jinx together on the board. I still am making that mistake. And yeah, I'm rolling here. I'm like, can I maybe find like a Jinx? Or can I find another Jace? I mean, I found a gazillion Zeris, and I mean, it's nice I hit Zeri 2-star so quickly. By the way, there is a Shroud pointed at me, so I'm going to reposition to try to dodge the Shroud. Let's see, I don't quite... I don't dodge it with Zeri. I do dodge it with Jin, so that's not the worst thing. So, like, my last second repositioning does manage to avoid some of it. Meanwhile, Echo is over there. Echo gets off a great Morello's. Echo's been doing a really good job of taking that Frozen Heart and putting it in the back lines of the enemy teams. And yes, that person, Big Baboon Moon, has Future Sight, so they knew that they were going to be hitting me. Always have to watch out for that in the lobbies when someone else has future sight. All right, let's get back to a more normal positioning. I would rather have Jin in the corner. Again, I'm rolling for these legendaries. I'm like, wow, all these, Gallios and so many Tom Kenches. He's just not a unit that I'm looking to play. And Silcos, and it's like, geez, could I maybe get a Jinx or a Jace here? I've seen like all the other legendaries. Again, I can't complain too much. I hit the Zeri 2-star very easily, but still. All right, so I see that there is a team comp that has a Kha'Zix pointed on the right side, so I'm going to try to swap to move away from that, and it looks like I did manage to dodge that. This is what I think probably the strongest comp in the lobby is here. This person's got the Aurelia, so we really need to pop that Aurelia quickly. If we can kill Aurelia, I think we can win this fight. And wow, we actually just kind of take out the backline pretty easily. Jin's on it, but now can we kill Jace? That is a 2-star Jace in melee form, but Zeri's going to kite him, and we end up winning that round against a very strong team. Also a little bit scary that they have 2 Nikos on their bench, so I don't know if they're going for like 3-star Jace or what. That may be why I'm having difficulty finding Jace. So, once again, we have gone through another round. I lost the beginning of stage 5, but then won all of the rest of the rounds, so again, pretty happy with how things are going. I'm not having a great luck in finding the legendary units I want to play, Jace and Jinx, but I kind of found everything else. Oh, and Braum. Braum's only 1-star as well. It's like, imagine if my front line was stronger here. I'm a little surprised I haven't found more Braums, because there's not a ton of people playing Braum in the lobby. Just have not really found him for whatever reason. So if I could 2-star Braum and 2-star Jace, that's more important than 2-starring Jinx, because I already have plenty of damage. This Shojin, I'll go ahead and put on the Zeri. Again, it's not one of her best items, but it's not bad. It will cause her to cast faster. And oh, I went past a Braum. That's my own bad. That is my fault. I totally went past that Braum. Did not see it while I was rolling. Oh well. Need to pay closer attention in the future. Did not have to roll quite that fast. So we've got a fully itemized Jin, a fully itemized Zeri. We've got a fully itemized Echo. So again, feeling pretty good about my setup. Zeri's going to carry pretty hard with these items. And with all these items, we're also getting good scrap value. Now, if we could just fix our front line, because our front line is pretty sketchy here. Anyway, this battle is all about trying to kill the Malzahar and to kill the Kha'Zix as they jump around. If we kill those units, we win the rest of the fight super easily. Good news is Zeri is kind of targeting the Mauls, and that Frozen Heart completely destroyed any attack speed that Malzahar was going to have. So it's 3-star Cho with an Anima Massage, but, I mean, Cho's not going to do any damage, so as soon as we get in the back lines and kill that Mauls, that team comp is just done for. That is kind of the weakness of that setup there, is it's very dependent on Maul staying safe behind Cho, but if you have backline access, then that comp kind of falls apart. And we actually do have a lot of backline access. We've got the Echo jumping in the backlines as an assassin. We have Jin, whose bullets can pierce through to hit the backline, and then Zeri can hit the whole backlines with her electrified bullets too. Anyway, so I'm continuing to keep an eye on these team comps, trying to see where I should position. I still think left-hand side is better for these particular opponents. If you're watching these fights, I am doing a lot of scouting. Anytime I don't have to fiddle with my own team, I'm scouting. So again, you really can get a lot of advantages in the lobby if you're willing to do this. And wow, that Zeri is doing a lot of damage. An awful lot of damage. One other thing that's nice about this Jin plus Zeri pairing is Jin does physical damage. Zeri does mostly magic damage. So, you know, we kind of got a mix of multiple damage types. My Zeri is also doing true damage because she's got the Morellos. So her damage chart, if you've been watching here, has a lot of the little true damage indicator as well. So, yeah, again, my issue is just my front line. If my front line was stronger, I would feel like I couldn't really lose. I mean, then I hit Jinx. It's like, okay, I mean, that's nice. I'm not complaining. 2-star Jinx is great. But I really need 2-star Braum and 2-star Jace. Those are the units I actually need to 2-star. I don't really need to have a 2-star Jinx. I have enough damage, but whatever. We can look to put more. We can look to put an item on Jinx as well. Why not? Let her have some fun as well. Anyway, so for this fight, let's see. I think I wanted to be. No, I was gonna say be on the right-hand side, but there's a Blitzcrank put there. And look at this. I was waiting to see if this person would swap their Blitzcrank, and they do. So now I have to pay attention because this person is. Like paying enough attention in the lobby that they're actually swapping. The good news is Jinx is like totally safe over there in the corner. Nobody really attacked him. He just kind of got pulled to safety, so it was like, whatever. The bad news is it's a ghost round, so we would have knocked that player out if we had won, but instead, no. They're still in the lobby, so we're going to have to play at least, what, another 2 rounds at the very least. Anyway, here there's a Trap Claw. I would love that Trap Claw, but I am second pick on the carousel, so I'm not necessarily going to get that, and it does indeed get taken, so I was like, ah. So here I decide I'll take the Titans. I think in retrospect, maybe Static Shiv would have been slightly better because Jinx would be able to take that, and she would just be able to, it would give her more attack speed, which is not bad on Jinx, and it would also just apply another Magic Shred. Like, it wouldn't be taking it for the damage, it would just be taking it for the Magic Shred. So yeah, now I could have had 2-star Braum if I hadn't passed up that Braum earlier, so that's a little bit sad. Oh well. So we don't hit that there. And I'll put the Titans on Jinx, because remember, Jinx likes to yeet herself into the middle of the enemy team. But I do think that Static Shiv would have been slightly better. Again, not for the damage, just to take it for the Magic Shred, MR Shred, so that Zeri's abilities would then deal more damage. Anyway, so yeah, I've still been rolling here. I've got 2 out of 3 Jaces, 2 out of 3 Braums, so we're getting closer. And oh, look at this Frozen Heart value. Echo carrying that Frozen Heart right into the middle of the enemy team, slowing down that Jinx's attack speed, or not Jinx, Jin's attack speed. Not Jin, that's a Senna over there, jeez. Well, slowing down the attack speed on the enemy team. I guess it was Senna. By the way, over here, it looks like my Ghost was up against this person, Ken, who, remember I said was definitely the strongest person in the lobby. I was hoping my Ghost would just beat them and end the game, but no, it doesn't happen. So have to go at least one more round. I'm on another 8-match winning streak. I don't know if you remember, but I had a winning streak that went like 9 rounds, and then I lost, and then I went on an 8-round winning streak. So we're both on big winning streaks here. I was like, all right, I did beat this team the last time I hit it. I think I'm in reasonably good shape here. So I'll go ahead and swap here. But it turns out I make one mistake. There is a Blitzcrank in this lobby, and that person swaps Blitz at the last second. And they're going to get the Blitzcrank pull on my Jin. Yeah, this is pre-recorded footage. So, whoops. That was a dumb mistake. I could have very easily had Ezreal tank the Blitzcrank hook, but nope, I mess it up. And that actually is a big deal, because even though Zeri is a lot of my damage, and Jinx does a decent amount as well, Jin is still a huge part of my damage, so we really needed Jinx's bullets piercing through and killing Aurelia. Instead, Aurelia stays alive, gets off resets, and I take a very needless loss here. Ah well. The good news is I'm going to get 2-star Braum. Finally 2-star Braum. Now if I can just get one more Jace. Part of the reason I have had trouble hitting Jace is this other person, Ken, does have 6 Jaces out of the pool. There's only 10 of each legendary unit in the pool, so 10 total Jaces. He has 4 of them, because I think he's trying to go for 3-star Jace. And I have another 2, so what, that's 6 of the 10 out of the pool? So yeah, there's only 4 of them left in there, so part of the reason why it's harder to hit this unit is because, like I said, there's a lot of them out of the pool. But I'll do what I can. I'll just keep rolling here. At this point, obviously, I'm not going to go into any other units. It's a little late in the game for that. But we'll just keep rolling and rolling. And it's like, guess I'm not going to hit this unit. Oh, well. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, if we have to go another round, then I've got the Jace. And this redemption will not be terrible. I'll put it on Braum because he's a 2-star frontliner. All right, so I'm in the same positioning as the last time. The other player is in the same positioning as the last time. Neither of us have moved. But I will rectify my mistake and put Ezreal over there. So Ez, you're doing your job for the team. Tank that Blitzcrank hook for me. And yeah. Good job, Ezreal. Protecting Jin from getting hooked here. So now with Jin still alive, the fight does look a lot different. So watch, Jin's going to get his ult off. And he actually immediately snipes the Aurelia. As soon as that happens, the fight is over. So we win this one very easily. And Jin is top damage dealt. Boy, what a difference having one of your carries alive makes. So much better fight sequence due to positioning. And we're going to win that one for a pretty easy first place. I felt just disgustingly rich that entire game. Collector on round 1-4, plus having Yordle trade in just gave me so much money. And then I could easily just move into legendary units and go from there. So I finished my placement matches at Platinum 1. I think I went first, second, third, and then 6th in the 5 matches. And then I played another match right after this, went second, and got back to Diamond. So yay, back to Diamond again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, take care.